Yeah, my fingers have been having issues too. But you know what I'm not having an issue with?
Would you happen to not have an issue with going live?
That's very correct.
Shit.
Every time. And because I'm not having an issue going live, it means I'm not going to have an issue rolling this intro.
Good morning.
Transcending history and the world, a tale of souls and swords eternally retold. Welcome to the stage of history retold.
Yeah, I've been waiting for this.
Check it out now. Third strike, yo.
Welcome back to the stage of history retold. I'm Adam.
I'm Joe. What's up, everyone? What's up, Adam?
Shit. It's been quite a week. Quite a hectic week for me, but we can discuss that later. I want to know, how was your week?
Shit, man. I mean, it's been pretty all right. Pretty hectic, all things considered. But it's been pretty okay. School finally finished up, so I have more time until early February to indulge in my hobbies again, which is pretty nice. Not like it didn't before, but having more time is always welcome.
Yeah.
Other than that, just running errands and being the delivery boy of the family as usual. Other than that, though, I've been playing a lot. I've been using that time wisely. I've been playing a lot of stuff. I bought Titanfall 2 on Steam again. I had it on PlayStation before, but I bought it again on Steam.
Okay.
Because I want to support the devs. I 100%ed it. It was actually It was pretty fun. I have, I think, 12 hours put into the game by now, which isn't a lot for having spent a week, but having 100% in 12 hours, that's not bad.
That's pretty decent. That's pretty decent.
Yeah. Been playing some Halo. I've been replaying the Combat Evolved campaign. It's a lot of fun. It's harder than I remember. I will be honest. I am not going to lie when I say that I have been hard stuck on some missions because I can't. I can't progress. I forget which mission I'm on exactly right now, but this game's harder than I fucking remember.
Yeah.
I know that everyone says Halo 2 is extremely hard, and I mean, jackal snipers are a thing, so I get that. But I've also been playing some Dying Light, been getting back into that. I had bought it a few weeks ago. I think I brought it up. I bought it a few weeks
on the
ago.
Halloween special you did.
More of that, yes sir. But most importantly, especially today, I've been playing some Final Fantasy XIV Endwalker Early Access.
Ooh.
It's actually called Early Access. I don't know why. They decided to it's not hide it, but kind of just say, oh yeah, Endwalker is releasing on Tuesday, I think. Yeah, Tuesday. But hey, you can start playing now. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. If you pre-ordered, so that's what I've been doing for the past maybe 10 hours or so. I think I've put today. I have been having a horrible I just haven't been able to sleep recently. I don't know why. I go to bed pretty early, and I've just been tossing and turning. Like yesterday, I went to bed at I think around 11 o'clock, and I checked the time and it was already 2 o'clock, and I was like, you know what, if I'm not able to sleep, I might as well just stay up for Endwalker. So that's exactly what I did, and man, oh man, Endwalker, baby. I'm not gonna have a full review yet, simply because I have not put nearly enough time in yet to criticize it and say whether it's good or not, which, spoiler alert, it actually is already. But I've been having a lot of fun with Endwalker. There's some new missions. Without getting into spoiler territory, there's some new mission formats. You have allies follow you around in some Pokemon shit. Like you'll be on your way to you'll be on your way to a checkpoint or something, and your friends will follow you around, and I find that pretty cute. I like that because that hasn't been implemented before in Final Fantasy 14. Usually, when an objective or a checkpoint comes up, they just kind of walk away and fade away into the next check. Like they just expect you to be there. But some of them will actually follow you around sometimes, and I find that pretty cool. It's a pretty nice touch. I like that a lot. There's some new mission formats which are super fucking cool. I wish I could talk about them, but I'm giving that grace period since it technically hasn't released yet.
If you want, I can drop a spoiler tag and a timestamp so that you can say whatever you want to say, and anyone who wants to avoid can skip past it. We did that for Destiny 2 as well.
Necessary. That is true, but I don't think it's entirely necessary. I will say there are one of the mission formats that are so. If you like Metal Gear Solid, you will like some of these new missions because they are.
What do you mean by that?
What do you mean by that? Like there are some stealth elements that have not been implemented at all before. Like this is entirely new to 14. And there's one specific mission where that's especially apparent, where stealth is vital, and I find it so cool. I found it so fun, and I wish I could be playing more, but this podcast is more important than Endwalker. Hello. But yeah, I mean, other than that, just been chilling. I've been watching some Stone Ocean as well. Have not finished it yet, unfortunately.
Wow.
But yeah, I know. I'm sorry. I'm a disgrace to the JoJo fandom. I'm sorry. But yeah, I mean, that's been my week. It's been pretty chill.
What was your Spotify Wrapped looking like? Let me ask.
I don't even want to talk about my Spotify.
Nah, go ahead, man. If I'm gonna let myself get ridiculed on this podcast, you might as well join me. Goddamn.
Oh damn, this cough is getting to me. Oh,
you
damn.
Motherfucker! You rather I'd suffer alone. All right.
I mean, okay. It really wasn't that bad, but I didn't put in as much time as I thought I did. I only put like 20,000 minutes in this.
Same here.
And I usually in like 30,000, 40,000. I think the highest that I've gotten was 42,000 back in 2017, 2018.
Damn, nigga. Had no life.
Bro, have you seen these people with like 100,000 minutes?
I haven't, but that's worse. That's worse.
What?
Yeah,
dude, there's so many. There's so many of them, and I'm just sitting here like, how can you listen to? I don't have a problem with listening to music, but how can you listen to that much music? That is several hours.
Your thoughts are so intrusive that you have to block them out at all times. Like
at some point,
like I listen to a lot of YouTube videos that are informative and shit that are talking about like current world events or like art or whatever. You know what I mean? And the analytical process. I listen to a lot of YouTube videos that are like very analytical, talking about like art and skills to improve at, and just discussions about things. And other people are like, I gotta grind out that Ariana Grande album, get that shit to number one. Gotta fucking I gotta block out the intrusive thoughts. Gotta block out the sounds of my fucking mom getting her fucking cheeks railed by my dad.
With some Ariana Grande.
I gotta crank up that watermelon sugar so I don't hear my mom getting fucked. I mean, when you're like 16, you could have like 100,000 hours, but it's like if you're like over the age of like 20, get a life, dude.
Like, please find something else to do. Like, that's not even insulting. Like, I'm just saying, like, please, like, I'm actually concerned for you. If you have that much time on Spotify, like, I'm genuinely concerned. Please find something else to do. But on the topic, can we talk about the fact that the overall design for this Wrapped is so fucking ugly? It is so disgusting.
I will say that the font that they used on the "What's your top 5 genres" was looking kind of weird. Like, you know what this Spotify Wrapped reminds me of? It reminds me of the cover for Life of Pablo. That's what it looks like. Like, because I was looking at the slide that was talking about like how much time I spend listening to music, and it's got all those album covers on it. And I was like,
Mhm.
this might as well just have the background reading. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. I feel like Pablo. Like I got it right here. It's got like mine has 5 separate albums, and they're all like weirdly distorted PNGs of the album art.
Oh yeah.
And it's
Oh
like
yeah.
it just looks odd. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't have a problem with like I don't know. I think the shapes that they use are kind of ugly too. It's like they got like these weird fucking polygonal geometric shits, and it just looks
Yeah,
odd.
it's weird. I don't know. For a multi-billion-dollar company, it's not their best showing.
Yeah.
Not their
Yeah,
best showing.
2018 was my favorite Spotify Wrapped so far. Like that was my favorite one so far.
Hard agree. Hard agree.
Wow, I didn't realize that was like a popular statement. Holy shit.
No, I mean the I don't know what exactly like why they decide to keep switching the style when they could just not like
Yeah.
it's supposed to be like a quote unquote celebration of them stalking you for the past year.
I'm fine with that.
It's supposed to be a celebration of like of the music that you listen to. Like I don't really think that it's something that needs to be changed year after year, but
Yeah. Don't change it too much.
But while everyone was trying to figure out what NFTs were, you did have that one song on repeat, didn't you?
Yeah, right. You understood the assignment. You know what? Okay, I'll get to talking about Spotify Wrapped in a minute, but before we do that, where can people find you?
Oh, if you want to know what I've been up to, where I've been at, you can follow me over at twitter.com/kazanerdy, twitter.com/KAZANERDI. But yeah, it's been my week. How about you, Adam? What's up? What's
Okay,
good?
so I did a couple things this week. So I played as Spider-Man in Avengers, and it's really telling. So I was sitting in a PSN party with my friend Manny. We were gonna queue up. We were gonna play. We were gonna try out the new update. And you know what? The first thing I said was as soon as my boots hit the floor,
What's that?
I said, "Wow, I would much rather be playing Insomniac Spider-Man right now." I shit you not. That's the first thing that came out of my mouth. I was like, "Wow, this sucks." Like,
Immediately loaded in and said, "Wow, this is garbage."
Yep, I
mean,
immediately started
what's wrong with it? Hit me with some.
He's in
with some
Marvel's
details.
Avengers. That's the big problem.
Good point.
Avengers sucks. That's the problem. Suddenly Spider-Man went back to time traveled back to 2012 when we were still, web swinging off of nothing. That's still a thing. He controls really stiffly. I guess I'm too used to how Marvel Spider-Man plays because he doesn't have a dodge under like built into his starting kit. Which is bad because that is because I just now generally associate the combat rhythm of a Spider-Man game with those games because I put so much time into them. Adjusting to this has been a fucking process, and it's just not. He's just not as fun to play as he is in his own dedicated game. So it gets a 3 out of 10. It sucks. The skins are kind of cool though. They've got one cool skin. I'll give them that much.
I did see some of the skins and they looked okay.
The one that looked good that I'm talking about is the one where it's him with the sweater vest and he's got like the camera.
Oh yeah.
That's just straight like Ditko Ramita, art style type deal. I was like, okay, I like that. I'll give them that much. But it's bad. I played Luke in Street Fighter V Champion Edition. It's been rough saying goodbye to that game, or at least saying goodbye to new content for that game because obviously that game's got like another year in it. We're gonna get at least one more Capcom Pro Tour with Street Fighter 6. But it's certainly been heartbreaking because I spent 3 years of my life just dedicated to Street Fighter V, and honestly, I am looking to the future with hopeful eyes because he's a very fun character with some fun tech, and I do like him. I like the way he plays. I like his combo structures. I like his designs, all 3 of them. I like his story. I'm here for it. I'm here for this if it is the future of Street Fighter. And we already kind of know what Street Fighter 6 is going to be kind of like because this is our first taste. And we already know that Ryu and Chun-Li are going to definitely be in it because Capcom has said that they're never going to make a Street Fighter game without those 2 in them, which is good.
I feel like it would be odd if they did or if they didn't in that case.
Yeah, they literally said we are never going to make a Street Fighter game if these 2 aren't in it. I was like, okay, I'll give them that much. Thank you. And I'm looking to the future with hopeful eyes. I watched all 12 episodes of Stone Ocean. Banger, fantastic, and it's y'all niggas owe me an apology because of how many of y'all niggas are riding Stone Ocean's dick right now. Because I've said it before and I will say it again. I have been saying that Stone Ocean is better than y'all niggas gave it credit for actual years, and nobody listened to me, including you, Joe.
I mean, no, you're completely right.
The entire fandom hated Stone Ocean until like 9 months ago when this shit got revealed. Like 9 months. I've been sitting here saying, what the fuck? Where was this fucking babyface? Y'all turned babyface as soon as fucking Fairuz came out and said, "Hey, I'm voicing Jolene now." Y'all turned babyface as soon as she did that. I was like, "Wow, okay, that's how it is. Got it. All right, cool."
I mean, you can't help but I mean, even if Stone like the adaptation of Stone Ocean wasn't as good as we all hoped that it would have been. At least we have a good no I'm saying like in this hypothetical where it wasn't as good as the adaptation wasn't as good. At least we have a good enthusiastic voice actors for her.
No, I was kind of agreeing because I do think that there's some you can tell that this was animated during coronavirus is what I can say. You can tell this was made in COVID because there are some parts.
Can you?
Yes, because there are some parts, especially in let me look at the episode list because in the fight with Jumpin' Jack Flash and in some of the parts with in some like there's some frames where there we go. In episode 8 you can see it where it like an animation will just have like a really weird looking facial expression. Where it's like you'll see like episode like 8 is where I saw it the most, where you'll like just see like a really weirdly animated face. And like you could tell that it was like, oh, this was made at home as opposed to in a studio because that quality control would have been different, you know.
Okay.
I mean, I'm willing to forgive some of the more stilted animations at times because of coronavirus. I'm willing to just be like, okay, you'll get a pass. And I don't know, it's because Japan has been having a lot more strict. They've been having stricter COVID rules than we have over here in the States.
Oh, for sure.
They've had far more lockdowns. So I'm willing to be a little bit more lenient with them. But I do think that it is a fucking fantastic adaptation. That theme song, though, my God.
Oh, my God.
That theme song, though. Shouts out to Ben Day Dots. Got to be one of my favorite art styles. Genuinely. I was like, yo, Ben Day Dots looking crispy. And then that ending is a real those who know versus those who don't know situation. Oh, man. I was sitting there. I was like, oh, man. I know where this is going and I don't like it.
Get back in there, Tier.
Yeah, I was. Also because Distant Dreamer is a fucking smacker of a song. But just seeing that beach was like, oh my God. Oh no, it's happening again. I like it. There is a shawarma in the last episode, so stick past the credits to watch it.
Ooh, okay.
Because these episodes are being released in batches, so they do tease the next batch of episodes. Pacing's pretty good. Pacing's pretty good. I do like how this batch of episodes definitely feels like it was planned to be released this way, rather than just being like, hey, let's just drop the first 12 episodes because that's all we've got right now. It feels like, no, this was planned and considered beforehand as to these first 12 episodes are going to be their own mini sort of arc, essentially.
Yeah, I can see that. I did notice that in some regards where you can definitely see where they kind of I'm trying to think of, especially I'm trying to think of the first scene that you know what, never mind, scrap that. Scrap that.
Yeah, just the thought left your body. I know how that feels.
Yeah.
But it, like I said, it does feel like it was okay. This was planned and considered to drop in batches, and these first 12 episodes are a perfect little sort of story arc on their own to get us excited for, you know, what's coming next. And obviously, we already know what's going to happen especially if you've read the fucking manga. The mango, dude. Thanks, amigo.
Read the mangoes.
Hey, thanks. Jotaro dies in part 6. If you're a JoJo fan, doesn't that mean you already know that? You call yourself a JoJo fan? And you don't already know that, bros? Who's JoJo? It's an anime, dude. Can you believe that? Complaining? These aren't even anime fans, because they would have already known that if they were anime fans. So we got fucking complaining little bitch anime fan posers. They're not even real anime fans. It's because of the comment. Shut the fuck up, dude. Do you think I give a fuck? I didn't mean to spoil JoJo's, but now that I did accidentally, I'm not sorry. Because it was funny. And it's old. And anime fucking sucks.
Yeah, I like it a lot. I'm very excited to see some of the weirder stuff in part 6. And Plankton Mommy. Oh man, she was so much better in this than I could have ever. She was so much better in this than I could have ever asked for. Oh my god. I already have been talking about how much I love Foo Fighters for a long time now, but like, man, she's so good. I love her.
I don't know why this is like a discussion that people are having, but have you seen that people are upset that that they're referring to Foo Fighters with all pronouns? Where I think Jolene, I think called him or called her he, like when they first met.
Foo Fighters is fucking playing. Yeah, they did. I remember that. Yes, I remember that. Yes. During the Foo Fighters fight, she called him he, and then afterwards she calls Foo Fighters she. I remember that.
And then people got like all up in arms about it, and I'm like, bro, you're getting mad at a collection of like
plankton, planktons. Bro. Are you fucking serious? Planktons? Like Foo Fighters shows up. Excuse me. Let it out. Okay. Foo Fighters shows up as a stand with no gender, and then just assumes the body of a female inmate, and you're just being like, well, guess that means Foo Fighters is a woman now. Like, no, it doesn't. No, it does not. Foo Fighters is plankton that just found the body of a Troy. All right, just shut up,
please.
Like, there's already fucking like as they say that like part 6 doesn't have like weird like genders. Like, Anna Sui was a girl first in the
Anna Sui, yep, literally the prime example.
They did just run straight to male Anna Sui in the anime. I will say that. But Anna Sui started out as a girl, so it's like, what? Also, Anna Sui low-key caked up, and no, not even Anna Sui, and John Gallier too. I will say John Gallier.
Oh my
John
God,
Gallier. I was watching. I remember. Hold on. I was sitting on my couch. That's funny. I was laying on my couch, watching that with my headphones in. And my little brother walked past. I saw John Gallier in the shower. I was like, God damn. And he was like, what? And I'm like, nothing. You don't need to know. John Gallier, they turned up the booty on John Gallier so much. I was like, God damn, son. You only have to do that. But yeah, I do like it. It's certainly it's pretty good. There are a lot more instances in this season that I've seen of like what should I call it? Like, there are certain animation segments that, like I mentioned, look questionable, but there are other ones where it's like it looks like it came out of the rat fight. Honestly, like it looks really like it's like, oh, we just went from like So you remember how the rat fight
in watching the first 6 episodes of Stone Ocean, I haven't really noticed anything that looks
You'll see it more when you get to Jumping Jack Flash fight, where it's like it'll go from like looking like a standard JoJo episode to being like, wow, those are some very defined outlines and very pretty looking facial expressions. And you'll be like, where was this when Jolene was looking all types of fucked up during the Foo Fighters fight? It's like odd. But I was like, okay, I like the animation. I haven't watched the dub yet, and I don't intend on it. Even if Young is the voice of Poochie in the fucking dub, I still don't. You know,
still not worth it to you.
Yeah. I mean, I don't. You can't pay me to watch a JoJo dub, man.
Well, I mean, I feel like you could say that about the first 2 parts, but I mean, the other dubs are pretty okay. Like, I personally enjoy Diamond is Unbreakable's dub.
Okay, master, let's
But-
kill Daho. Beach. Nah, man, I think the subcast is just really fucking good. Like they got Seki Tomokazu as Enrico Pucci, and I'm like, holy fuck, that's crazy, dude. Like,
yeah, I'm not denying that, but
Like,
go
I don't
on.
know. No, it's just like I was just like wow, like they put on such a good performance. Like I said, Seki Tomokazu and fucking Maria Issei, like they're my two favorites so far, honestly. They're great. With Maria Issei being Foo Fighters, obviously, which I mean, you could say that I'm biased, but I you know, I don't really like Pucci's villain that much, but his voice in this animation is
I'm sorry, wait. You say you don't like Pucci as a villain?
not as much compared to certain other ones, no. Like
Okay,
I do
you know
like
what?
him,
That's
but
fair,
there are
that's
like
fair.
infinitely better villains in my eyes.
Yeah, and JoJo, yeah, for sure. But damn, oh no, because at first I heard it wrong, and I thought you said that you didn't like Pucci. Like
No, he's good. He's good.
I was like, whoa,
But like he's
whoa.
not like in my top 3, you know.
Okay, I can. Yeah, all right, that's fair.
Yeah.
I can get that. Yeah, and he's not in my top 3 either. I haven't really considered it, but I wouldn't probably put him with.
I'd put him in the mid tier. He's like a mid tier JoJo villain, honestly. Like,
Mid.
especially because he surrounds himself with a lot of like more like because like how do I put this? Like Dio in part 3 surrounded himself with like a lot of really questionable characters. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of the stand users in part 3, outside of like a handful, were like pretty questionable. You know. And then it's like get to part 6, and like this nigga Pucci's like, let me get all of Dio's fucking misformed in the face ass sons. Ooh, Donatello Versace, who would you like to help me? It's like no one gives a fuck.
That is true.
Like for me, Pucci didn't become like really cool until the very end when he got made in
Oh,
heaven.
yeah.
I was like, okay, I like that a lot. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to breathe that 100% pure oxygen, you know? So where would I rank it amongst the other parts that have been animated? I don't think I could until it's done. But as of right now, it's probably like number 3, maybe. I don't know.
Well, I
3
feel
or
like
4.
if you're going to make this comparison, you would have to compare it to the beginning of each part, like the first few parts of each, or the first few segments of each part or arcs.
I mean, I think it's better than Stardust Crusaders was at the same point. Because by this point Stardust Crusaders they hadn't gotten to Egypt yet, and that's where the best segments of Stardust Crusaders was.
Oh, for sure.
Let me see about part 5. I've got Netflix open on my phone because I was looking at the episode list, but I guess I can take another peek again just to be thorough about it. I'd have to because I have to go all the way back through my list. Let's see. Part 1 was only 9 episodes. Battle Tendency by this point was already deep in the plot, so I would say that's a pretty top tier animated part, at least I will say. So I already mentioned Stardust Crusaders. DIU, where was DIU by episode 12? That was the ending of the Chili Pepper arc. I will say that DIU got way better after that, so definitely better than DIU was at this point. And then Golden Wind. This was right before they fought against Man in the Mirror and Deluso. So I will say it's like probably actually number 2. I'll give it number 2 in terms of at the 12 episode count. It's probably the second best one. The only one better being Battle Tendency.
Battle Tendency, yeah.
Battle Tendency is a fucking top tier part. So you know what? But
everyone apparently wants to skip it to go watch part 6. So
right! Oh yeah, you saw that fucking news article that was like, "Hey guys, the newest season of JoJo's fantastic," and I was like, "What, bitch? Shut up." Why does everybody want to skip the parts, man? Why does every mainstream news outlet and like every big anime YouTuber be like, "Hey guys, here's how you skip JoJo"? It's like, no, you don't. You know how you skip JoJo? You skip to episode 1 and start from there. Okay, there you go. That's how you skip parts. You skip part 0 and go straight to part 1. There you go.
It's so weird to me because you don't see any other like mainstream anime or anything like honestly like any game show like anything. You don't tell someone, oh yeah, you can skip like the first like 2 games or the first 2 parts of this anime.
No one's. You do not know who out of most people that we know has started Dragon Ball with original Dragon Ball.
Okay, I
It
mean,
was always
fair.
for pretty much everyone on the planet, at least in America, we all started Dragon Ball the moment Raditz touched Earth. All right.
That is
That was
true. That
our
is
endpoint.
true.
All right. And it's like, honestly, I like it better than I like that as an introduction better than original Dragon Ball, honestly. So,
Okay, all right, you got me there.
there's more of the story that is in the style of Z than it is of original Dragon Ball. There's nothing you can really gain by watching OGDB that you can't glean from watching everything else.
Okay, yeah, I can get that. Yeah, you're right.
And as much as I do hold a certain appreciation for old school DB, especially its like aesthetic, it hasn't aged terribly well. Master Roshi looks at a 16-year-old's vagina in that. And that's
Yeah.
weird, no matter who you
Yeah.
are. That's scary. That's funny right there. So that's all I got for Stone Ocean. So if you want to know how I feel about that or about anything else, you can find me on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, any social media platform at YVNGDENDE. Young Dende, that is YVNGDENDE. Young Dende. So you saw that news article that came out earlier. Let me pull it up on twitter.com.
Hold on, Twitter.com, the world's best site to go for shit takes.
Oh, man. Oh, talk about a shit take. Here we go. Look at this. The Game Awards won't take sides on the Activision fallout to focus on reveals.
Excuse me?
The Game Awards won't take sides on the Activision fallout.
Okay, you don't
reveals.
actually have to repeat yourself.
But the Game Awards can definitely take sides sucking this dick and balls.
So wait. This is like recent, like this just like a news article that came out recently, like in the past 2 hours or something.
Came out at 3 p.m. Came out at 3 p.m.
That's okay.
I sent it to you on Twitter.com.
Yeah, I see now. Okay, all right, yeah, sure. Because not picking a side is that's exactly that. Like you're totally not picking a side when you're actually picking a side. But okay, all right.
Yeah, that's certainly weird. I mean, think about it this way: that Bobby Kotick pack must be hitting different.
Yo, that yo. I don't know. I think he's big chilling. I think he's.
I don't know what sort of money Activision is paying for Game Awards not to fucking talk about that. I don't know what sort of sponsorship deal they have. I don't know what sort of fucking investment they've got, but man,
it's gotta be a fucking big one. I'll tell you that.
You can tell that that's that Bobby Kotick silence package. The suppressor is twisted all the way on. All right. It's like, I think honestly, like we all know that the Game Awards is like rigged, but like I do enjoy participating in the pageantry of it. Like I do like that a lot. And it's like I feel like if y'all are gonna make a big fucking stink about Kojima not being invited, but y'all aren't gonna say shit about actual like rapists, like what the fuck? Geoff Keighley, what are you doing, man? Like what the fuck is your problem?
Yeah. Wow. So what you're telling me from this is that so any like all these lawsuits and accusations of sexual harassment and sexual assault that happen in Activision is nothing but Kojima. Oh man, I gotta suck him off. I gotta make sure.
Yeah, I saw a meme like that. It was like actual sexual harassment allegations and lawsuits at Activision. I sleep. Kojima not invited to the party. Real shit. Like that's what it was like.
Fucking dumb.
That Geoff Keighley be smoking that Japan pack, I guess, dude. It's like I don't know what this nigga's problem is, man. It's like, how are you just gonna not talk about that when that is the most important in the thing to discuss in the industry right now? It is the absolute most important thing to discuss in the industry.
Yeah, okay. He's siding with Mr. Bobby over here. That's
no.
Perfect. Isn't he also being investigated right now?
Who, Geoff Keighley?
No. Bobby Kotick.
Yeah, he's the one. That's him, dude.
No, because I think I saw a news report yesterday that they're actually starting to investigate him instead of actual like the workplace culture and everything that's going on there.
Let me just say this, man. That parachute's gonna be mighty golden if they do end up getting him.
Oh man,
that parachute's gonna be mighty golden.
I might have to quote retweet and start a ratio. Who knows? Ratio El Bozo.
I just don't get it. Like, it's just like weird to me how it's like, just because, you know, like I said, I don't know if these people are actually like invested in like the Game Awards like success. I don't know if they have like a stake in whether or not the Game Awards as a show does well, but it's like, I don't think that it's something that you can't talk about, even if this is what it is. You know, rape is bad regardless of who you are, regardless of who your investors are. And it's like, if you don't say anything, and so like if Bobby Kotick ends up getting, you know, the book tossed at him, and you said nothing, what does that say about you?
What's gonna say about you? Exactly.
That's my thing. It's like, if Geoff Keighley chooses to keep his silence on this, which I don't know if he said anything about it on Twitter. I don't know if he's been like, holy shit, guys, this is fucked up. But it's like, if he doesn't go on that stage and be like, yo, we are not affiliated and we don't condone it, then it is by proxy saying that the biggest award show that we have as an industry directly supports that, and we can't have that. That's a bad look.
That's a bad image.
Like, we're getting to the point finally where video games are starting to rehabilitate their public image because we're like the biggest entertainment industry on the planet now.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, if we can't do what the lesser industries couldn't do or refuse to do, what does that say about us?
What's from someone from outside looking in? Like, what are they gonna think, right? So it's no matter no matter what transpires out of this, like this is not a good look. I mean, I wasn't really invested in the Game Awards. I honestly don't care. Like, I didn't even vote for them until we had that segment on the pod.
Yeah.
And it's just like I just don't care, and this is not helping. This is not helping.
I mean, it's like Hollywood had fucking Harvey Weinstein, you know, running around for years, just unchecked. You know what I mean? And he was like head of one of the biggest production companies in Hollywood. And now we've got our own version of that with Bobby Kotick, who's head of, I think, the biggest production studio. You know, he's head of Activison.
Yep.
In the entire fucking industry, you know, and it's like, if we can't do what Hollywood did, we are doing just like we like to fucking compare ourselves to Hollywood a lot. Like, you see so many reviewers talking about like, oh, games are so cinematic, movies this, movies that, look at the cinematography on this. It's like, and if we want to emulate Hollywood, we have to emulate them in the good ways and do better than they did. Mm-hmm. We can't emulate Hollywood by also emulating their sex pestery. We can't do that. I believe we can do better because there are studios that do better. Have you heard any fucking sexual harassment cases against like any of the guys at fucking PlayStation Studio? No. I haven't seen any sexual harassment allegations about Phil fucking Spencer. You know?
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, we've spent how many decades as an industry trying to grow up, and now this is what we do?
Like, this is what's going on behind the scenes, and no one cares about it, apparently.
You have a responsibility to talk about this. Not just you know, you shouldn't just be compelled. You shouldn't be obligated to. You have a responsibility to talk about this because this sends a message.
Like, this isn't even about like video games. This is like it is morally. You can't just see what's going on and say, "Oh, well, that doesn't affect me, so I don't care." I feel like as a human, it is your responsibility. It is, you have to be speaking out about this because this just does not make any sense.
But Joe, we've got to focus on the reveals, though. Joe, you got to get the sexual harassment out of your video games, except for all the games that were produced under this work environment. I mean, that's not what I'm talking about. What the hell?
Even if this situation where Geoff Keighley is not speaking on Activision, even from a business standpoint, right? Like let's say that the Game Awards come and that he doesn't like say anything, he just lets everything roll. It doesn't make any sense as to in this hypothetical where he doesn't. It doesn't make any sense as to why, like, I guess he's prioritizing his money because apparently that's what's most important at the end of the day. Not people getting raped. No, right. Money.
It's that bag, the Bobby Kotick bag. That Bobby bag
is more important than human lives because that makes sense.
If it was anybody else, if it was fucking Mr. Video Games, Shigeru Miyamoto was out here, doing acts of fucking Chicana on the subway, tickling bitches on the Japanese trains. That shit would be unavoidable. You know what I'm talking about?
Mm-hmm, for sure.
And this news story is being talked about on places that don't normally report video game news. This is an international business story, right? And like, I know I've said so much about like, you got a responsibility, you got this, yada, yada, yada. It's like, this is the most forward-facing story facing our industry probably for the next 10 years.
Maybe.
And if it was anything else, we know for a fact that there would be a big stink made. Know for a fact. If, we can remember something like fuck the Oscars, like what Joseph Fares said, then let's do it. Let's fuck the Oscars. Let's be better than them,
Correct.
Fuck them. I have faith that we can do better because everybody else who is of infinitely less standing and infinitely more power than Geoff fucking Keighley, Geoff Keighley, that's what we'll call him. Geoff Keighley. Uh-huh. Because this man is standing by watching, the industry get fucked and he's not saying anything about it. If people of infinitely less stature but infinitely more power can say something, then please, I'm begging you, dude, go off script and say something. Maybe they'll cut the mics. Maybe they'll cut the mics. Maybe they'll cut the cameras. Maybe they'll cut you off. Who knows? But if you don't at least try, then I think we as an industry need to leave you behind in fucking 1998 where you belong, you motherfucker.
Yeah. And now that we're on this topic, I don't know if you have anything else to add before I bring this up.
Let's go for it.
Now that we're talking about Activision, though, did you see that they just laid off a bunch of QA employees?
Did they say why?
Nope. Apparently, the QA testers for Warzone, they all were called in individually for a meeting and told that they are going to be laid off as soon as the month ends, I think. So, yep. So on on top of facing all of this shit that's going on, they're laying people off because they don't bring in billions and billions of dollars every single year because they can't afford to pay their employees. Apparently they're too busy spending it all on private jets and shit like that. But it's just disappointing. I don't even know if you were listening to this podcast and you are still supporting Activision, you are still buying their games, fuck off. Like, genuinely, please stop. Please.
I still haven't bought Call of Duty Vanguard yet.
I have no plans, and I every single time I have some not exactly like to this depth, like we're not exactly this deep, but I have like some of these conversations with my other friends, And I could probably go on the PlayStation app right now and see at least 3 of them just on Call of Duty, playing Warzone or Vanguard. It's just disappointing. Like I don't know what we can do. It's just I don't know. I don't have any words. This is genuinely so frustrating that this is the reality that we have to deal with, where higher ups in these companies can just get away with the shit.
I mean, that's capitalism for you. You know, if you're powerful enough, that parachute's going to be so golden, you don't have to worry about landing, no matter at what point you open that shit. You know.
Wow, now that we're talking about this, guess who fucking came out and addressed similar situation? Fucking Reggie from Nintendo. Not anymore, but
Wait,
I sent you the tweet.
Whoa.
I sent you the tweet and he's like, yeah, we're not, no, fuck you, suck my dick.
Hold on. I'm gonna watch this one. I find it really crazy that, like, I know I just watched this Reggie clip, but that even fucking Doug Bowser had to say something. And it's not that he had to say something, it's that we just found out that he said something. Like, he didn't make it public either. And we just kind of just found it out that he was shit talking.
It was an email to.
It was an internal email.
Yeah.
That got leaked. And I was like, wow. Because that was like a couple weeks ago. It was like a month ago. I was like, holy shit. Even this fucking guy is like, hey man, if y'all feel like we're fucking up, please say something, because I know for a fact we're not. And that he was gonna look into like trying to get like actions taken on behalf of like the whatever board that he's like that Nintendo's on for like video game companies to see if we can get some action taken. I'm like, holy shit, what a bad motherfucker. Honestly,
wow.
Like because like, you know, ever since Reggie left, it's been like quiet on the Nintendo front. You know, since Doug Bowser took over Nintendo of America, but it's like hearing this, it's like I kind of gained a certain level of respect for him that I wouldn't have had otherwise. I was like, holy shit, he didn't even say something publicly. He was just like, yo, niggas in the office, if we fucking up, please say something. I'm like, okay, I like that a lot. That's some real big dick ass shit. That's big dick ass shit. Good for you, Doug Bowser. You deserve fucking a hug. All right, not from me, but like from somebody else. All right.
I wouldn't mind giving him a hug. I mean, he's bald, so he's kind of scary. But
you're not bald. You can't hug him. Only bald people can hug other bald people.
True.
We got to do the thing. So you mentioned to me before the show started something about Titanfall. Can you go ahead and explain that,
bro? I don't even want. Bro. It's okay. So, 2000C, Respawn has made the decision to take down Titanfall 1 from all stores. It's being completely delisted, and it's being taken off the EA subscription service. I forget the name of it.
EA Play?
In March. Yes, EA Play. It's being taken off of EA Play in March. Now, I don't exactly have a problem with this. Titanfall 1 was... Okay, hang on. But let me explain. So, Titanfall 1 didn't have a story mode. It was purely multiplayer. So, the fact that it's being delisted it's killing the player base. I mean, there wasn't much of one to begin with, but it's still killing the player base. Like, no matter how you look at it. They still said that they're keeping the servers up, which it's okay. Like that's at least you're giving them an option to fucking play the game. But I really do have a problem with it being delisted. Correction. I did play the game. The only reason why I even care about Titanfall to this day is because I had asked my cousin, "Hey, I saw this game that you got was called Titanfall." He's like, "Yeah, I didn't really like it." I was like, "Hey, do you mind if I borrow it?" "Yeah, sure. Go and play it." And I played like 5 hours of it on my 360 before I had to give it back to him. And I was like, "Wow, this is phenomenal." Like, I had a lot of fun on the multiplayer, even though I had no idea what I was doing. I found it really cool because there was nothing else on the market that was like Titanfall. So then Titanfall 2 came, and it was well received, but it was unfortunately overshadowed by Battlefield 5 and Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
So that kind of killed any chances of it being popular. because people are not going to go back and play a 2-year-old game if they see that it's still good or whatever. But the problem I have with Titanfall 1 being delisted is that in the statement they made for to say that they're taking it off store shelves is Titanfall is still core to our DNA. It is still in our DNA. It's still very important to us. And I'm sitting here reading this statement laughing. I am tears in my eyes. I am dying of laughter because Titanfall 2 is it's still one of my favorite it's still one of my favorite FPS campaigns of all time. It's not the most it's not the most fleshed out. It's not the longest, but it doesn't overstay its welcome, and it's fun as hell. So I enjoy it for what it is. And multiplayer, however, has been cucked. Basically, not since release, but pretty close to since release. For those that are not aware of the situation, Titanfall 2 multiplayer servers have been facing DDoS attacks forever at this point.
I think we discussed that a couple weeks back.
Yeah, so it's been facing DDoS attacks, and Respawn has done absolutely nothing about it. They've just kind of let it go. Apparently, according to some insider information, they have a skeleton crew on the game, which I kind of believe looking at Apex, because looking at how much like pure and utter shit they're pumping out every single week. I swear, like every single reset, whenever the weekly reset is for Apex Legends, I always hear some shit about it. No matter how much I try to get away from it, I don't have a problem with Apex. I mean, it's a pretty okay game. I'm just really salty that Titanfall 2 is still the way that it is. It hasn't been fixed, hasn't even been addressed. They tried to make a statement about it a few months ago, saying this essentially the same thing, that Titanfall is core to their DNA, but it's obviously not. And that's what really bothers me. I feel like if they were to come out and just say, we have no plans on making a new Titanfall, we don't want to be supporting Titanfall 2 anymore, and we're just going to focus on Apex, I would be happier, because I have hope. I have so much hope for a new Titanfall game, or for Titanfall 2 to be updated, to actually be playable. It took me so long. Of those 12 hours that I have on Titanfall 2 right now, I think 3 of those hours were spent trying to get one achievement, and that is to win a single multiplayer game, because it takes so long to find a game since you get constantly disconnected. And that's it's saying something, right? I don't know about you, but to me, that is definitely saying something. Spending 3 hours to try to get one achievement, nevertheless actually play and enjoy the multiplayer mode for what it is. It's disappointing. It's disheartening. I don't know what it is that they're doing over there at Respawn. I don't know if they're trying to just I don't know. I really don't know. I genuinely wish I had any insight to what it is that they're doing over there at Respawn, because it's pretty fucking obvious they don't care about Titanfall. They say that they do, it's according to their DNA, but they don't fucking care. They haven't updated the game in years at this point, and just basically are letting it die out. They're still giving it they're still putting it on sale every now and again, but it feels wrong. It feels wrong to have a game that is unplayable, for the most part unplayable. Like it feels wrong to have that on the stores. I don't understand. I wish I knew. And I wish that Respawn would come out and say, hey, this is what's going on with Titanfall. But until that happens, until we get an announcement of Titanfall 3 or the discontinuation of Titanfall 2, I'm going to be sitting here yelling at Apex because I'm disappointed, is all. I was like a 5-minute rant. I'm very sorry.
No, I was about to say, what an impassioned rant.
But really, because it's a game that I really want to love. I genuinely really like Titanfall 2. It is I think it is the better Apex to me. When it comes to multiplayer, obviously. It is the better Apex, but I can't play it. I can't play it and it's so annoying. I want to love it so much, but I can't. And that's the problem that I have with Titanfall and Respawn. It's annoying, infuriating, disgusting, disappointing. However you want to phrase it, it's just what we're gonna have to deal with until the day comes where they decide what they want to do with Titanfall.
That's
have
crazy.
You ever played Titanfall? I mean, have you?
I've got so much limited experience with Titanfall because I was never I've only played it a handful of times. It wasn't even my copies of Titanfall that I played. So
okay, yeah. I played
Apex a handful of times as well. I don't really. It's not that it never stuck out to me. That I just never. It was never the all of them came out at a shit time. I should say. They're always better. There's always better shooters in the market. So, and now it's like, why get into it now if I'm just gonna get fucking DDoSed? So.
Yeah,
that's my philosophy. It's not that I'm not interested. It's just that there was always something better.
Yeah, that's just the unfortunate truth. It's been happening for years since Titanfall's birth. It's just what's been happening to it. It's just been getting fucked.
Damn, you have nothing else to add on that? Okay, cool.
I mean, if I keep going, I'm just gonna keep ranting about. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep ranting about how Apex is the worst thing to happen to Respawn since Jason West left. But
you hate Apex that much?
Yeah. It's the game is fine. I don't have a problem with it. It's just the fact that it took away from Titanfall, which is the superior game to it is the objectively better game. I don't like battle royales. The only one that I genuinely enjoyed was Fortnite for the first 2 seasons, and then everything.
Yeah,
went
Fortnite
to shit
hasn't been good since season 4. Okay.
Yeah. So you know how it is. So I don't really like battle royales. I find the gameplay loop to be extremely boring. I don't know how people can I don't know how people can know. I try to go on the Apex category on Twitch.
Yeah.
And there's people have tens of thousands of viewers, and I'm like, yeah, the game is fine to watch, but I don't know how the streamer, I don't know how you can play the game for that long. It's just Yeah.
I got bored of BRs because A, I did start to find them more boring, and B, the sort of general skill level to enjoy Fortnite at even a casual level got raised up so high that I said, yeah, that's enough. That's enough of that for me.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I don't feel like sinking hundreds of hours to potentially enjoy a game.
I don't want to have to be forced to buy a mouse and keyboard to play a fucking console game. So you can suck my fucking dick. I'm not doing that shit. It's I don't know. The one thing that sets Fortnite apart also makes it a fucking unapproachable game from a casual perspective. Like I said, back when everybody was playing Fortnite, back when it was mostly casuals playing Fortnite, it was fucking fun. It was great. Mm-hmm. But now it's I got to build a fucking 5-star hotel with no continental breakfast in order to fucking play that game at a semi-decent level. And it's that'd be cool and all, but first off, the hotel doesn't have a continental breakfast, and 2, I don't want to have to build all that much. Mm-hmm. And it's I could go to something like Apex, and I could go to something like Warzone, but it's I don't find those too fun either. They're just incredibly stressful games to play because it's everybody plays that game so hardcore, and it's I can't just sit back and play that shit. And I don't want to play Warzone because the fucking people who make Warzone are pieces of shit. And I would play the new Call of Duty, but the people who make Call of Duty are pieces of shit because they're the same people. It's I would play Apex, but that game is boring as fuck. And it's well, I'm kind of out of options, No one plays PUBG anymore. So it's I just...
You said that name and I completely forgot it even existed.
Exactly. So I just stick to playing fighting games, and that's about it. That and just, self-hatred, but
fight and Diet Coke or Coke
Oh.
Zero or whatever your beverage of choice is.
It's literally you're literally either drinking Coke or Pepsi, and it's like it's like, well, why the fuck have a drink at all? You know.
I mean, this is like especially about Fortnite. I think the problem with BRs is the fact that Epic tried to make it super competitive with like the bi-weekly tournaments that they held, and that also bled into other BRs. And so people are constantly like hyper competitive, trying their balls off, and it's just not fun to play on just like a surface casual.
Yeah, there is no. As far as I know, there is no casual match option for Fortnite. There's no.
Nope.
I just want a point and shoot option. You know, it's like that's what I care about. Is just can I? Excuse me. That's what I care about. Is can I point and shoot? And so it's like, it's Fortnite is fun to point and shoot in, but you can't. So I have to go play something like Halo or Halo.
Or Halo. Don't forget Halo.
And or because I'm not going to include Call of Duty in that in order to point and shoot. So it's like, I don't know. I feel like we as an industry saturated shooters so much to where now there's like no options if you want to play them. Like none.
Yep. Yeah, every single game is either a $500,000 tournament or a fucking sandbox with actual children. At least in my experience, every single shooter that I've played is either a unfun mess or unfun mess for someone else while you're the one that's shitting on them. I don't know about you though, but it's been my experience.
Oh, damn, dude.
You okay? Is everything all right?
Check this out. An update to a story we discussed about 20 minutes ago.
The
Geoff Keighley
Game
is
Awards?
making some tweets. Yeah.
Thank
I'm going to read this.
God.
Hold
Wait,
on.
wait, like,
No.
pause it or negative? Yeah.
No. I'm
Tell
going
me,
to present
tell
the
me,
information.
tell me.
You're going to draw a conclusion, okay? There's two sides to this story. Here's the Twitter thread. Beyond its nominations, I can confirm that Activision Blizzard will not be part of this year's Game Awards. The Game Awards... Hold on. Shush. The Game Awards is a time for celebration of this industry, the biggest form of entertainment in the world. There is no place for abuse, harassment, or predatory practices in any company or community. Hold your thoughts. I also realize we have a big platform which can accelerate and inspire change. We are committed to that. But we all need to work together to build a better and a more inclusive environment so everyone feels to build the world's best games. Everyone feels safe to build the world's best games. All of us are accountable to this standard. Incredible games and the talented developers who build them are who we want to celebrate. See you on Thursday. Sounds good, right? Then you go to the Game Awards Advisory Board. And there's this guy on the Game Awards.
Some Activision people on there, right?
Rob Kostich.
Yep.
President of Activision, is on the Game Awards Advisory Board. Which is weird, considering Bobby Kotick still has a job, and this guy hasn't done anything about it. You know what I mean?
This... Oh, okay. No, yeah. I'll let you finish. And
no, that's it. It's just that this guy's the fucking president of Activision is on the advisory board for the Game Awards. And it's like, how are you, Geoff Keighley, going to say that shit? And you're taking orders from this fucking dickhead. Rob Kostich, tell your advisory board to do something about Bobby Kotick, man. Rob Kostich has power, man. He's got pull.
Yeah. Wow.
He is saying something with his hands, dude. He's saying something with his mouth and saying another thing with his hands. All right, that's what he's doing. That's why I said shut up and hold your applause, because
no, I wasn't even gonna praise him. I was just gonna say like, wow. So it took him this much backlash to actually make a statement, period. I'm not gonna fucking praise someone for doing the absolute bare minimum after having show that they don't actually even care. They're just doing it for publicity. And he's doing it for it's this like I'm glad, but I'm also at the same time it's like wow. That's basically. I don't know. I don't want to get like too deep into this because I'm gonna go on another rant on this, but
Bloomberg has reported that PlayStation is planning a new service to take on Game Pass, including titles from the first 3 generations of PlayStation and PSP. Which that seems pretty sexy. You know what would be a really nice day 1 title for that? The Persona Origins collection.
Wait, is this supposed to be so this is supposed to be like a whole separate subscription from PlayStation Now, or PlayStation Now is evolving into this?
Right now I don't know. It's just codename Spartacus. They'll be able to pay a monthly fee for access to a catalog of classic and modern games. They weren't authorized to speak to the press about it. Oh, damn. Oh. All right, well, let's see. It will merge PS Plus and PS Now. Oh, baby, okay.
Oh.
That would
one
be
subscription.
That would be game set match, dude. That would be game set match. Price it at $9.99 a month. You're killing Xbox as a brand,
bro. Are you wanting Microsoft to die? Holy shit!
I'm just saying. Oh my God. I'm just saying. If you have 2 options to kill a company, one of which being a switchblade and the other being a 50 caliber sniper rifle, okay, I know which one I would take.
Damn, that's crazy.
That would be a laser shot straight down the middle of Microsoft's profits. My God. Twisted Metal Black insane. On my PS5 for $9.99 with PS Plus would be broken beyond S tier. That's Gohan Calvo levels of power. El Grande Padre. Jesus.
Well, I honestly did not see that coming. Wow. I would have thought that Sony was just going to be complacent and just kind of let Game Pass do its thing, but wow, okay.
Launch is targeted for next spring. Oh my God!
Wow, that's a lot sooner.
That's right after the holiday season. Holy shit!
Wow.
That is that. If this is true, if Bloomberg is on the money with this, that is almost. It's like the Reaper Death Seal. This dude's calling out the Shinigami right now.
Wow. So PS1 and PS2 games, along with PSP, like you said.
First 3 generations, so PS1 through 3, and then PSP.
Oh, okay. Oh,
infamous dose. That's who that is.
Okay. Wow, this is a lot bigger than I was expecting. Holy,
that's looking kind of sexy. Kind of looking sexy right now. I like that. That sounds pretty good.
That's insane. Considering that Sony was already winning this gen.
Yeah, they won the last 4 gens. If you look at total console sales, they did even beat out the Xbox 360, I believe.
Yeah, I think at the very end of its life cycle is when it came through.
So technically,
they're just chopping off fucking Microsoft's legs and running. Oh my God!
Like I said, dude, Jim Ryan has used the forbidden jutsu and has summoned the Shinigami and is performing the Reaper Death Seal. It has grabbed Phil Spencer's arm, his arms. He's like Orochimaru now, dude. That's crazy. Like I'm telling you, even though I have like a pretty good PS2 and PS3 collection, I'd pay out the ass for that.
I mean, yeah, simply for the, I don't know about you, but for me, I would do it simply for the case of convenience. I mean,
if they would include PS Vita games too, it would be pretty nice.
Bro, that's a wrap. There are so many good games on Vita that just people didn't play simply because it's the Vita. If they include those,
Uncharted
it's a wrap.
Golden Abyss is one of them.
My God.
Like I make this meme all the time. Like, hey, can you guys put Persona 4 Golden on everything? But it's like, hey man, if I could turn on my PS5 and that shit will be on there and I didn't have to use homebrew. You know what I mean? That's it.
I need this. I need this ASAP. Like
Deadass, I
like
do need this in my life.
yesterday.
I do need this. I needed this shit 3 years ago when I fucking needed it. All right. Like, oh my god, if I can get like all of the fucking Tekkens ever on this service, that'd be cash. You could get all of the infamous games on this. You get 1, 2, Festival of Blood. Be crazy.
Imagine if you could play older games. I'm sorry.
You could play what was that fucking game called? It was called like Haze. It was that game that everybody on PS3 had the fucking profile picture of. I'm looking at it right now. You don't remember that game Haze?
Haze? Is that the one that everyone said was gonna be the fucking Halo killer?
Yeah, it's this one. I said everyone had the PS3 profile picture.
Yeah.
Some of this guy.
Oh shit! Yeah. Oh, I can't wait to play Haze on PS5.
Oh my god! Here's the other one with the. Here's the other cover with the other fucking PS3 profile picture on it.
Wow, dude.
This is a real throwback to the PS3 days. Oh my god. Man, I remember this fucking piece of shit. Man, they were this game has the fucking the Spider-Man 3 font on the side. That's how you know it's an old ass
Oh yeah.
PS3
Yeah, before
game.
they rebranded.
Radical's final game. Holy shit, dude. This game's got a fucking 6 out of 10 on IGN. That's remarkably low for even IGN standards. That's crazy.
Imagine if they bring back some PS3 titles that had their online cut off. Imagine if they brought this back with functioning online servers. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying that this would 110% shit on Game Pass. But
Yeah.
I'm not saying anything, you know.
Yo, if I could play Uncharted 3 multiplayer again, that'd be cash. I used to play so much Uncharted 3 multiplayer back in the day. Like, I used to play so much Uncharted 3 multiplayer that the first time I got called the N-word in an online game was in Uncharted 3.
You haven't just...
Listen to this, dude. Okay, so story time with Adam. So I was out here playing Uncharted 3 multiplayer. I was sweating in that shit. All right, I was a god at Uncharted 3 multiplayer on my PS3. All right, and I remember I was playing this shit. And we were playing on this like lava looking map. And I remember I killed this dude. I was like in midair. I just hit this guy, killed him. And I just remember here when I was like, oh, you fucking nigga. I was like, what? How did you know I was black? That was my first reaction.
Wow.
Quote, how did you know I was black? So like, it's crazy. I played so much Uncharted multiplayer like back in the day, like oh my god, like I played a little bit of Uncharted 4's multiplayer. I do like that, but like Uncharted 3's multiplayer was the shit because it was so casual focused. It was the most fucking broken, busted, fun shit I've ever played. Man, I miss those days.
I think I vaguely remember seeing it on like the Walmart display screens where they would just show some random shit, or you know, back in the day when you could actually like they have the controller and you could play with them.
Boy.
Yes, sir. I think I remember seeing it vaguely on there, so I don't like remember anything from it because I never played it. Like, what even was it? Was this just supposed to be like an arena kind of game, like an arena
sort of
third-person shooter?
Sort of, yeah. It was like arcadey arena type. It was great.
Okay,
it was like it was honestly more like Quake than anything else. It was great. I loved it. I loved it. I thought it was fantastic, and like Uncharted 4 multiplayer is way more arcadey, but I do miss that sort of. It had like a Uncharted 3 multiplayer had a certain punch to it. It's Uncharted 4 was way more gimmicky. You had like ultimate abilities where you like throw out like fucking
Okay. So,
treasures and
yeah.
shit. I was like, okay, that's wacky. But like Uncharted 3,
Yeah, they
was
went into the
a lot more.
modern video game.
It was a lot more grounded. And I remember it was also free to play as well. So
Oh, cool.
yeah, I mean, I didn't have to worry because I bought the fucking game, and I still have my PS3 copy of Uncharted 3: Drake's Deception to this day. You know, because that is one of my it's my favorite Uncharted game. You know, which is a controversial statement because a lot of people like to suck Uncharted 2's dick. You know, like that game isn't kind of questionable at times, but you know what? Once you accept the fact that Uncharted games are dumb fun and that only one of them has any sort of thematic weight, then you'll have a lot better time playing those games.
Which one would that one be?
Uncharted 4.
Yeah, okay. Just had to make sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure I discussed it on this podcast, but like I played Uncharted 4 day one. I had it pre-ordered, and like I didn't go to sleep the night that it came out, and I beat it like within like 2 days of it coming out, and I cried at the ending scene. I was in actual tears. And I was like 15 too. No, I wasn't. I was only 14 because I hadn't turned 15 yet. That game came out like a week before I turned 15. And I'd already beaten it like twice by then. I was like, oh my God, this is fantastic. This is my favorite one. And then I replayed Uncharted. I was like, no, it's not. It's Uncharted.
Just never mind. No, it's not.
It's like, I don't think I discussed it on the podcast. I don't think I did. But the Uncharted movie, I don't think we discussed it when the trailer came out.
We did not, no.
Oh my God. Okay, so I guess we'll discuss it now. That shit looks like trash. That shit looks like ass. Yeah. All right? If you're going to rant passionately about fucking Titanfall, I'm going to rant passionately about this shit. That movie was like fucking dog shit. That movie was like fucking ass. How are you going to take the set pieces from all the Uncharted and like mix them together in a way that doesn't make sense? How are you going to fucking hire Tom Holland, who has the comedic timing of Nathan Drake, but without any of the personality or likability of Nathan Drake? How are you going to do that? How? It doesn't work.
How are you going to do that to my man?
How are you going to have Mark beating up black people and Vietnamese people, Wahlberg? All right. Playing Sully without a mustache. How are you going to do that? You know, it's like, okay, let me break this shit down. It's like this trailer came out like a month and a half ago, I think. And
really?
already
so much longer.
It has, because no one's talking about it because it sucks. All right. This movie is guaranteed like going to do like moderately popular. It's not even going to do like it's not going to be a box office smash. It's either going to be a flop or lower mid tier popular. Okay. And that's because this movie isn't doing justice to the spirit of the games. All right. And I say that because none of the actors look like any of the characters. Like I get having to cast for Hollywood, but why Tom Holland of all people? Why this guy?
Because his name is popping, I guess.
Maybe if Nathan Drake was 16, I'd get it. But how are you going to try and retell the story of Nate and Sully meeting, but without any of the sort of context or weight that made that story what it was? Nathan Drake was a street urchin traveling from city to city with his brother, you know, and he pickpocketed Sully, and Sully caught on and took him under his wing because he reminded of himself. How is this anything like that? You know? Mm-hmm. I remember when Uncharted 3 first came out, I thought Nathan Drake was like actually like Hispanic or something until Uncharted 4 came out. Cause like, young Nate in Uncharted 3 looks like a little fucking Colombian kid or whatever the fuck. I was like, okay, that's certainly something. Okay. I like that. I could believe that he's a descendant of Nathan Drake. And then Uncharted 4 is like, actually, he's the most fucking white bread, picket fence, milk toast looking child you've ever seen in your life. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Even if that game was fucking fantastic, it was still a little weird, you know. That game did present a lot of questions. Anyway, what I think is weird is that they're trying to use the plane set piece from Uncharted 3 without any of the buildup and context that made the plane segment so important to that game, at least. Because it's like, you see that they are literally doing the he's climbing up on the cargo crates and using the parachutes on the cargo crates. It's like, okay, but like the whole reason why that scene was cool is because he stowed away on the plane and ended up in the desert, you know, right outside of where he needed to be, wandering, you know, in the desert to that fucking fantastic Uncharted 3 soundtrack. Absolutely underrated soundtrack in my eyes. So Excuse me. And it's like, just because Tom Holland says one line like Nathan Drake does, doesn't mean that he is, embodying the spirit of the character. I don't think he looks like Nathan Drake. I don't think he acts like Nathan Drake. And honestly, I don't think this movie needed to get made, honestly. If you want to watch a quality Uncharted fan video, just go watch the fan film. Go watch that. That's 15 minutes of pure Uncharted goodness. And honestly, I've never seen an actor just gradually age out of being perfect for a role the way Nathan Fillion aged out of being perfect for Nathan Drake.
Yeah. I feel like if... No, I'm sorry. I'll let you
go ahead.
I mean, I was going to say, I feel like if this movie was made like 5 years ago...
Which would have been the perfect time to make it.
100%. Yeah.
Which would have been the perfect time to make, because that was when like Lost Legacy came out. That would have been perfect. To be like, hey, Nathan Drake's journey on the consoles is done, but like, here's a couple movies, and I was like, okay, that'd be fantastic. That'd be great. And my main problem with it is this. Okay, you've played all the Uncharted's, I assume.
Yeah, I've played them, but I have no recollection. No.
Oh, okay. Well, my thing is, how are you going to make it a movie about Uncharted without the emotional heart of the series, that being Elena, who is the core to every Uncharted story being as good as it is? All right. Like, it's really odd to me, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Wait, what are you like? What is the implication that you're making here? Like, is the casting?
No, it's just that Nate and Sully can't carry a story on their own.
Wait, she's not in the movie?
No.
Like, period?
No.
Like, what?
Did you not watch the okay, hold on. Wait, stop.
No, I never
nope.
did.
We're going to watch it right now. We're going to watch it right now. We're going to watch it right now.
Okay, all right. I have finished it.
Yeah.
This feels odd in a way that I can't describe it really, because from my experience with Uncharted, which again I have played them, but I don't have any recollection of them. This trailer does not encapsulate like
it doesn't at all
energy that I get from actually playing Uncharted.
It's not.
Okay.
See, the thing is, right? Like I said, it's got the story and aesthetics of Uncharted. It's trying to, at least. But it doesn't have the emotional core of Uncharted's narrative, which is Elena. And maybe that's down to Amy Hennig's writing. Maybe it's down to Emily Rose's performance. Maybe it's down to both. But like every Uncharted game is carried by her character in relation to Nate and the conflict that's going on. Every single one. All of the best and most emotional moments come from Nate and Elena's relationship. And the fact that this seems like it's just going to be a Nate and Sully buddy comedy is like missing the point, because the Nate and Sully bits, they can be funny. Like the Nate and the section in Borneo on Uncharted 2, when Sully's like, oh, I'm sweating like a hooker in church. And Nate's like, you brought a hooker to church? And Sully's like, why not? Like, that's like funny. You know what I mean? But it's like, yeah. You don't hear any sort of anything about how Sully's up to his eyeballs in debt. You know what I mean? You don't hear anything about how he's like a ladies' man or a schmoozer. He doesn't say goddamn once in the fucking trailer. He's smoking a cigar. and it's like, it's all good, right? Because Tom Holland says crap, right? That means it's all good. He's got the ring on. It's like they're attempting to retell a story that doesn't need to be retold, because Uncharted fits a cinematic style. It's just not a movie. It'd be like a long form HBO series, And Naughty Dog is getting that treatment with The Last of Us, which also fits that mold as well. So it's like, I think this movie is going to try to appeal to those people who are like, hold on. I think it's going to try to appeal to those people who are like, Uncharted is so unrealistic. How does Nathan Drake kill like 800 men per game and sleep at night still? See? I knew they were bad. Like those kind of people.
Oh,
when it's like,
yeah.
when it's like, Indiana Jones also murders a lot of people, and we don't think about it because that's the sort of cognitive dissonance that is required for you to enjoy an adventure film. You know what I mean? That's what it is. Uncharted is adventure serials, the video game, as much as Tomb Raider was. You know what I mean? It's like you don't think about all the people Lara Croft has murdered unless you're playing like the last 3 Tomb Raider games. You know what I'm talking about? And it's like you don't really have to enjoy those games either because they're not about the killing. They're about the set pieces and the places you go and the characters.
The relationship with the characters, yeah,
exactly. Uncharted is specifically singled out for that because it is the best adventure game in that aspect. Because those games are so, excuse me, because those games are so well written and so well acted that you can't pass them up. Even before Neil Druckmann took over and did Uncharted 4, those first 3 games are almost completely perfect in my eyes in terms of like the quality of narrative because they're just telling simple adventure stories. They're simple and uncomplicated, and they're just really tightly paced and well written. I'm like, okay, cool. And it doesn't seem like we're going to be getting that. The best thing I can think of about this movie is the villain, because let me see who's playing him. I'd forget. Excuse me. Antonio Banderas. Antonio Banderas looks like an Uncharted villain. Like, I'm not gonna lie, he looks and has that same spirit. He's talking in his Spanish accent. He's like, "Kill men." And I'm like, okay, that seems like an Uncharted character, but Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg don't. They don't fit. You know what I mean?
Right. You're saying as in they don't fit the depictions of like their respective characters, or they just don't fit
both. Like I said,
like just actors in the movie.
Like I said, Tom Holland has the comedic timing down. Like when that Scottish dude comes out, he's like, "You're about to get a proper Scottish welcome," and Tom Holland's just like, "What?" I'm like, okay, that seems like something Nathan Drake would say, right? But it's like when I look at Tom Holland, I can't see Nathan Drake because Nathan Drake is an average dude. He's an everyman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And Tom Holland is not an average dude. You know what I mean?
Tom Holland. Yeah.
I'd believe the role more if it were given to someone like fucking Paul Rudd or something. That'd be more fucking believable. You know what I mean? Not that Paul Rudd is not an incredibly attractive actor, just that he looks more like the average fucking person than Tom fucking Holland does. Because Tom Holland is like 26 and looks like he's fucking 19. All right. So it's like,
that's true.
It's like, I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna be good because I don't think it encapsulates what makes Uncharted good. It's being made for a crowd of people that don't play Uncharted the way that you're supposed to. You're not supposed to engage with every game at the most critical fashion. You know what I mean? You're not supposed to have your fucking... As much as I enjoy analyzing video games, sometimes you have to turn your brain off and enjoy something, and that's what Uncharted is. You're not supposed to think about all the people who die in those games. You're supposed to think about, holy shit, there are giant resin monsters chasing me. There's a giant sand whirlpool destroying the city. Like, you're supposed to think about those things, Uncharted games follow a specific formula. You've got an initial mystery that leads to a connection to a historical event, which leads to an ancient lost city or ancient lost, a location that ends up getting destroyed in a fight with the villain. And then everyone walks away at the end happily ever after. That's how it works. And it's a time-tested formula. Even Uncharted 4, the game with actual, that is telling an actual, character deconstruction narrative, follows that formula because it works. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
Because it's tried, it's true, it's tested, and you don't have to break out of the formula in order to question its internal logic. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's like Nathan Drake couldn't really convincingly pull off hiding as a bartender because he could barely hide as a fucking waiter and have it work. All right. It's like him and Sam breaking into the villa auction in Uncharted 4. It fucking failed. All right. So you're telling me that Nathan Drake is working at like a fucking Desmond Miles job? Fuck off. You know what I mean? Very specific connection made there for that reason. But it's like, can we just stop trying to make video game movies, please? Can we just stop? Like, why do we need these anymore? if we're gonna make video game movies, can we at least make them like CG animated, like fucking Arcane is? I haven't seen that, but everyone says it's good, and I'm like, yeah, because it's not live action.
Yeah. Imagine if it was. The reception would not be really as well.
It'd be like that fucking Halo show that's been in development hell for like fucking 8 years.
Yeah, and apparently it's supposed to be releasing with Paramount, but
On Paramount Plus, yeah.
Yeah. I think it doesn't. It's definitely not. It doesn't. Damn.
Fuck it. It's like the fifth time you've lost your train of thought, man.
No. I know what I want to say. I just don't know how to express it. So it doesn't help, right? It doesn't help that, especially Uncharted, I would say. I mean, I know that a lot of PlayStation like first party games get this rap, but I feel like Uncharted is a very cinematic game. Like, like you said, like you're supposed to, just enjoy it for what it is. You're not supposed to like hyper analyze it. Like, and like that a lot of that is going to be lost when it's translated over to the big screen.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't fit.
Like I said, I wouldn't be surprised if Nathan Drake kills a single person in this film. I'd be surprised.
You would be?
I didn't see Tom Holland use a gun at all.
That is a good point.
And what is Nathan Drake known for? Carrying a fucking holster on his person at all times. All right. On the covers of all the Uncharted games, what does he have in his hand? It's like a gun. All right.
A pistol.
Yeah. A pistol. All right. And it's like I said, this movie is being made for people who write articles about how Nathan Drake's a genocidal maniac, and I'm like, yeah, so is fucking Dr. Jones, and no one gives a shit because no one thinks about it that way. Because you're not supposed to. You're supposed to look at the ancient city and be like, wow. You're supposed to hear about all these historical events that happen. You're supposed to be like, wow. You're supposed to see Nathan and Elena's relationship getting closer. You're supposed to be like, aw. You're supposed to see a dastardly mustache twirling villain and be like, you know what I mean? It's like you're supposed to react to it like you'd react to like a genuinely good popcorn movie, and that's what Uncharted is. It is popcorn fiction. You know what I mean? And it's like It's got all this gameplay in it because A, the gameplay is fun and engaging, and B, because that's what you do in popcorn action movies. You shoot, the guns go pew pew. All right.
And it releases that happy chemical in your brain that go, ooh, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
And it's like, so what Nathan Drake kills people? It doesn't fucking make him any worse of a person in the metafiction. You know what I mean? You can go in GTA 4 and murder and walk into a hospital and murder everyone there. Okay. But does that make Nico Bellic any less of a haunted character? No, it does not. All right. It absolutely does not.
That is correct. I see nothing but facts.
And it's like I don't understand people who engage with their games that way, where it's like you people will be so hypercritical of a narrative of the disconnect between the narrative and the gameplay, and then sometimes I ask myself, is the narrative asking you to connect to the gameplay the way that you're connected to the narrative? Because when I play GTA 4, it's absolutely not asking me to do that.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people like to criticize Rockstar's game design for being like outdated, for being like, these missions.
Outdated?
Yeah, it's like because if you've seen the Nicky Jakey video, he makes this analogy to like Lego sets, where Rockstar open world gameplay is like a box full of dissonant Lego pieces where you can build anything and approach any situation from any which way you want and do everything you want in whatever way, Excuse me. But missions are like a boxed Lego set where you build it a certain way and you have to engage with it this way. And I don't mind that. You know what I mean?
Wait, isn't that just a blanket statement on all open world like sandbox games?
Specifically Rockstar, because it was in the context of Red Dead Redemption 2's release, because it was released around the same time.
Okay. Oh,
so
yeah, with that, okay, I can understand it.
So, and it's like, and I don't really buy that because that's not how I engage with games. And even in the video, Nicky Jakey says, he's got, what he calls goopy goblin gamer brain, where he's like, he wants to do everything in this like incredibly creative way. But it's like, that's not how I engaged with any of the games Rockstar makes. When I play GTA, I don't drive on the sidewalks and hit people. You know what I mean? At least I don't intend to. When I play Red Dead, I don't go out of my way to murder and rob people. I don't. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Nico Bellic in the story of the Nico Bellic in the story of GTA 4, who's this like haunted military veteran, is the same person that I inhabit when I'm walking the streets of Liberty City. I don't go out of my way to be like, it's time to go on a fucking rampage. I do that every once in a while, and usually I don't do that until after I finish the game and there's no more missions for me to complete. Where it's like I've just left him on devices to just fuck around and I don't engage with it in the same way that I engage with the game's story, because those are two separate modes of play for me. You know what I mean?
I can totally understand that, because I interact with GTA the same way, actually.
Yeah. It's like there's no... Just because the game presents you with the option to go on a fucking city-sprawling, murderous rampage against civilians and the police doesn't mean that's what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
It's like, remember all those years back during the whole Gamergate thing when, Anita Sarkeesian brought up how you have the ability to murder the strippers in Hitman Absolution. And, everyone was talking about, like, you don't have to. You can, and they can penalize you for it, but you don't have to. And I'm like, that's how, excuse me. That's how I've generally always engaged with my games. It's like, I see Hitman, 3. And when I first got my hands on that game, I played through it, by the book, Silent Assassin Suit Only, exploring all the maps, doing, what I was supposed to do on my first couple runs. And like, eventually I was just like, what if I walked in there armed to the teeth and started shooting everybody? And I did. And like, the game was like, hey man, you're not supposed to play like that. And I was like, oh, okay. And like, I just didn't play like that anymore. I'm just like, I engage with my games the way games tell me to engage with them, because like, I don't go out of my way to break them. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, if you want me to do these things a certain way, if you've curated this experience, I'll experience it, and I'll judge it by how you've created it by the end. And that's just how I do things,
Okay. Yeah. I can get that. I mean, there are some instances where like you purposefully try to go out of your way and break something, but that's not something that, at least in my experience, that's not something that I would be doing like all the time. I feel like that's like super late game when I have absolutely nothing else to do. I'm like, let's see what would happen if I were to do this. Like, I feel
after you've already ingratiated yourself with the story and experiences of a game, then you're like, okay, let's fuck some shit up. You know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Let's see how far we can break this. It's like, I've played through the first Watch Dogs and a number of times because I like that game's story. But it's like, there are times when, like, after I finish the game, I'm just like, you know what? Let me go start a big police chase because it's fun, because I want to engage, because I want to play, with the hacking methods of that game. I'm like, okay, that's fun. You know what I mean? There are times when I'll play GTA and I'll go on like massive fucking 5-star wanted level chases, and where I'm like shooting down multiple helicopters and using miniguns. I'm like, okay. And that's because I want to have like a fun shooter experience. You know what I mean? But like, I wouldn't believe in the fiction of the story of GTA 5 that like Michael would do that and just walk out the next day and be like, oh, hello, my wonderful wife. It's like, no, I don't fucking think that. That's not what would happen at all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know. But that's all I got for you this week, Joe.
That was a pretty meaty week, I will say.
Pretty decent.
I hope that you listeners really enjoyed this episode. I personally enjoyed the discussions that we had.
That was nice. I like that.
That you guys enjoyed. And if you have any parting words before I give all of our viewers and listeners a big fat kiss on the forehead.
Nah, go for it.
All right. Well, I just want to thank you all for listening. You guys are the best. We would literally not be here without you guys. Thank you so much for the support. And come back next week and for another kiss. Mwah.